What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're on somebody else's account. We're not on ours, we're on Lars's account. This is the one we had tested on the other day. Very similar situation as the other account we were doing, however, much better main hero copy. Now, I think this, yeah, it does have a gilded purple fan, which, enough, might be really solid. But I do want to test her in a very specific scenario, and that is going to be... we're going to test her out in Broken Spaces. There we go. I don't know why I was having such a brain fart. And what we're going to do, I'm actually going to try to keep this hero alive right here so she can actually keep the fan. I think I'm going to level her up to 252 because we want a Heart Watcher. And then we're going to add in a couple of mini Patricias here. They have some energy as well. It might work out. It might do something kind of cool. We'll have to see how this hero does at this type of difficulty. So the way we want to set it up is like that. I don't know if using like the baby drakes at all really serves a purpose. I guess what we could do is just do something like this. It might work out. I don't know. We of course don't have an antlers cane. We have a melodic string, so it'll be interesting to see how their additional hits happen, because by keeping these two in the back row alive, they're actually going to proc the main Patricia's attack follow-up quite often, which could lead to some interesting results here. So yeah, let's just see how these battles go and see how she works out in a PvE scenario. And like I said, I think having multiple Patricias kind of works out good. It's right there. Those go out, and then we do additional chase attacks. Let's try to see what their attacks actually do. So this is a basic here. Let's watch here. So they do that. She hits for like 29-ish million. It was like 29 million and 11 million for the one, the Sierra up the top that didn't have defense down. So pretty interesting. It's still a decent chunk. Heck, even the little Patricias are hitting for like 1 million. And then, yeah, the more we have, the more chase attacks we have. Everything seems pretty solid the way it's working out here. So yeah, I guess having even the baby Drake kind of serves a decent purpose here, but tons of chase attacks. I honestly wish I could run it with like 6 Patricia. Oh, that would actually be pretty interesting now, wouldn't it? Ooh, I wonder. I think Soul built like 3 or 4 of this hero. That would make a pretty fun video to jump on and try out a ton of giant killer Patricias. Kind of sounds promising. I might have to message Soul here tonight to see if it's actually available, because that would be a whole bunch of fun. Anyway, let's see how far we can make it with just the V4 Patricia, essentially. Eventually, all these support heroes are going to die. The other bonus is having all these Patricias and the Heart Watcher in the battle means there ends up being like a lot of attack reduction stats on the bosses too. Because you can see right there, there's like 4, 5, 6. There's 6 and 3 because of all those chase attacks. So you can watch these stacks build up. 7 attack debuffs, 6 attack debuffs. Of course, it's going to refresh every, I think, 2 rounds is what it does. Can't remember. So it might fall off. Man, I will say this. These combats take a long time. Now, here's the one thing that would be really cool is if the Transcendence version of Patricia next month at Chinese New Year use this same debuff. If it uses the same debuff, that would be amazing, so that you could run her with like actual Patricias as well. But I want to bring something to your attention. Eventually, new heroes become enemies in PvE game modes. And a lot of times you face 3+ of the same hero. Well, what happens in the situation where we're facing 3 enemy Patricias and they're going crazy with all these chase attacks and such on your targets? It could get kind of out of control, to be honest. Round 1 wouldn't be too bad because, well, let's be honest, they don't do too much damage round 1. They can still chase attack if they hit a target that already has that after image, that little butterfly. But once they use their active skills in round 2, they are going to decimate your entire team unless they're crowd controlled. However, they also have control immunity built into their plain kit. They have like, I think 25% or 30% control immunity. And then beyond that, they can get more based on the stacks of butterfly they get. Because yeah, remember how this actually works here. These mystical butterfly shadows give 6% control immunity. Well, probably less when we're facing them in PvE, because they're not going to have the 4th level of it, but still, that's a lot. They're going to be reducing attack, they're going to be reducing crit damage. It might be a kind of sketchy opponent to go up against. So let's see what this is going to take. We're at 67. Let's slot our team in here. We're not going to watch a few of these battles because they're very heavy CC. So that took 3 against the Gru Wave. 64 to 60. We'll watch this one here because, again, it does have quite a bit of crowd control. So I'm intrigued to see how resistant she is to those crowd control effects. The one thing I noticed is, oh, okay, so when she actually has the wings, I guess, like the wings on the back of her indicate that she has at least a stack of the butterfly buff for herself, giving herself control immunity and then stacking up to make her active skills do more damage, I believe, and then her active can technically give her some too, I think. Interesting. So far, not too bad. The Drake is twined here, but honestly, if the Drake's not attacking, that is really not a big deal. Yeah, there's just so many attacks. Could you imagine running this with, like... Could you imagine facing a 6 Patricia wave? Oh, man. I mean, I don't think it's going to be as hard as a Valkyrie wave, because you can CC them, and any heroes that can be CC'd aren't as big of a deal because of Therapist of Blood Betty. But it's kind of like a Holmes Young type thing too, where if one of them gets an attack off, there's going to be a bunch of ping attacks as well, which also means like her combined with maybe Holmes Young as well could be a pretty sketchy wave to go up against. There's going to be a lot of different waves that might become difficult because of this hero. It's going to take a while, and it's going to be a defeat as well. Let's see if we can smash it. So we're at 59. 51, so that took 9 total. Not too bad. This is probably the last one we can probably beat. I'm going to go smash it. 51. It only took... Okay, that's not too bad. Now, this is the one I'm wondering if we can start beating, because these waves get very, very difficult. However, you have to remember, we actually are putting on a lot of attack debuffs on the enemy. If you look at that, we're up to 4 attack debuffs on them, so it might be enough to just keep our heroes alive, because we are going first, and you'll notice we're only taking like 1 point of damage. So running multiple Patricia is actually a survivability boost with each other, which is kind of cool. I can imagine you could run this and put like if you're looking for an early game account that has Patricia, you see, oh man, we didn't have the stacks up that time, which meant we did take quite a bit of damage. But could you imagine this as a budget type team along with like throwing a Delacium in the lineup? That could be absolutely huge. I wonder if we should put a Delacium on this. I don't know if this account has a Delacium, but it could make things pretty spicy. Giving that tons of attack reduction. Of course there's no Delacium. You know, I might be willing to use chest if there's a bunch of them. There really isn't. Oh no. There really isn't, but I really want to try it out. Oh man, I think we're gonna do it. I think we're just gonna pop. Man, I wish you just had a normal 5-star hero chest. But it looks like everything here is pretty much light and dark. What is this? Building selection materials. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm gonna do this. And again, it feels really bad doing it, but I want a Delacium on this account, and I want to see what it would look like in a PvE scenario. So I'm gonna level him up as well. Might as well give him some gear of some sort, whatever. And yeah, let's see how it works out, because if it means you can potentially beat these waves, that would be pretty good. Drake staying in, yeah, maybe dropping the wall deck out. I don't know. Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens, and then maybe we can smash it out and do something really cool. Because you can see those attack debuff stacks. They are building up, and if Delacium can replicate them, all the better, especially as a 5-star hero. So let's see what happens end of round. We're up to 7 stacks. We're only taking 1 point of damage. I did reset them. There we go. Now we're stacking them again. Although, can just a 5-star Delacium replicate? I can't remember. I think he can. Like, we have tons of pings here. And I think having 5+ stacks of this on our hero, on the enemies, means that our team survives, which is pretty interesting. So there's potential that we have enough damage for this. I don't know if it's going to be possible. We'll give it a try. Let's see if 38 is enough. Again, I want to slot in the Delacium here. Please just confirm. I haven't looked at a 5-star Delacium in forever. Basic attack, deals damage with every one extra debuff, blah blah blah. When the round ends, replicates 1 random dot or attribute reduction effect from 1 enemy to random 2 enemies. So yeah, that can work out right there. So let's try it. Let's see if we can actually smash this out. Swapping you out for a simple 5-star hero, and this is a very budget team for doing something like Seal or Broken Spaces. So is it enough damage? It's not. We don't have quite enough, but it is a good survivability tool. Damage just becomes lacking. If we did have something like an Antlers Cane instead, that would be amazing, but it kind of just, you know, is what it is for the time being. Let me know what you guys think. I'm enjoying this hero. It's fun to use. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.